Hey guys, if you're shopping for knives and gear, make sure you check out the description of the video you're watching right now for links to some great online retailers. There's also individual links for knives that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I want to talk about 5 knives that I don't own that I would purchase if somebody randomly handed me $1,000 and said, you can pick up 5 knives and you can't go over that $1,000 mark. Why am I doing this? This sounds kind of like a stupid video topic. Well, it kind of is, but I'll tell you why I'm doing it. Because a long time ago, over 2 years ago, Slicey Dicey discovered my channel and did this video called 5 Knives Under 1,000 and tagged me in it, you know, basically saying, hey, if you want to respond to this, if you want to do this, you know, great. And it was fun. It initially sounded like kind of a silly thing, but, you know, you realize that if you're going to get 5 knives, if somebody gives you $1,000, says you can't go over, right? You got to pick up 5 knives. It really makes you think and strategize about what you want, what you can get, what you perceive as the maximum amount of total knife that you can get between 5 knives under $1,000. And it's an interesting thing to think about. So, just for the sake of nostalgia, Slicey Dice and I get along really well. We are definitely friends, and we talk a lot. Just for the sake of nostalgia, I'm going to go ahead and tag them as Slicey. You can do this if you want to, or you can. It won't hurt my feelings if you don't. But I wanted to just revive this old thing, right? Each of the knives that I list in this video, the ones that I would pick up right now, I will list them down in the description. These are actually knives that you can buy right now. These are just the most interesting knives in this specific parameter that I'm creating that I would pick up if that were the case. That's going to be the idea here. Thank you so much to my generous patrons who are supporting me right now. If you'd like to check out my Patreon, there's of course a link down in the description. You're supporting me in the world to me. And please follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Okay, starting off here with the first knife that I would pick up if I had $1,000 would be the Spyderco Military. Why? Because I've never really had a chance to mess around with this knife. It is basically a super PM2, but it's, to my knowledge, using a liner lock. These are expensive, but I've always been intrigued by this. The PM2 blade is great. Having, you know, an extra long PM2 blade might be interesting. I don't know what I would be able to do with this knife that I wouldn't be able to do with a PM2 other than maybe more efficiently chop a pineapple in half or something like that. But it certainly does look like a good knife. It's US made. It's, you know, I like the US Spydercos. I've really come to love US Spydercos. And taking a look at the handle shape here, you've probably got more room on this. There's got to be 5 optimal positions for your hand in this on the handle of this knife. It is ridiculous. This thing is gigantic. I think the only American Spyderco that's longer in this line is the Police. Is the Police longer than the Military? I don't know. I would pick this up just out of sheer interest if that were the case, right? I'm not saying, you know, this is going to be my next knife purchase. In fact, not necessarily everything in this list is like in line to be purchased. I'm just saying if these were the parameters, this is what I'd pick up to optimize it for myself. So the Spyderco Military is definitely on there. Moving on, the Cold Steel SR1. I just handled this thing for the first time the other day, and I was instantly, in fact, I'll be honest with you guys, I did actually pick up the light version. I went ahead and bought it. It's about 60 bucks, not the same steel, not the same handle material. This is the more expensive one, and this is definitely the one I'd pick up if these specific parameters were set. This version is S35VN and G10. The one that I picked up is like Grivery or something like it, injection mold plastic, and HCR13 MOV. This thing has a presence about it that is so like right when I opened it up, I was like, oh my god, I have to have this. This is so cool. The Tanto version of this knife, for whatever reason, comes in way more expensive, but this clip point variant, which is what I picked up, comes in about $159. You bet I would pick this thing up. I don't know what the heck I'd do with it. We're about to find out with the light version. You pick, you know, whatever. I'll include the light one down there as well for people who want to pick up that one. But if I had my choice, somebody handed me the money, I'd pick up this one. This is super cool, absolutely. Moving on here, a knife that I've been very intrigued by for a long time. This is the Protec TR5. This is not the large TR4. You'd think that as the number goes up, the blades get bigger. So when I read about like what the TR4 and 4.1 were, and then I read there was a TR5, I was like, is it a 5-inch automatic? No, it's not. This is actually a little bit smaller, 7 3/4 inches overall on about a 3.25-inch blade. The reason I'm attracted to it is because of the shape of the blade and that area up behind the blade that suggests you can get your index finger up there. So despite the fact that it's not a small automatic, but more of a medium-sized automatic, I think I could easily get a 4-finger purchase on this, and it seems to be a really excellent, you know, size of knife, right? The other cool thing is that it's apparently using S30, or there are variants out there that use S35VN, which is what you're seeing here. Yeah, for the price of it at $209, if you really can get it in S35VN, yeah, I would definitely pick this thing up. I think this is one of the best priced side opening automatics, American automatics that are out there. Blade profile looks great, ergonomics look great. I honestly like the aesthetic design of it. Yeah, I would definitely want to pick this up. Moving on, a knife that I have owned a variant of before. I'm cheating a little bit. This is the ZT0452CF. Not a new knife, obviously a very popular knife in ZT's line, arguably one of the most popular knives that ZT has ever come out with. I owned the full titanium version of this knife. I was initially never really attracted to the carbon fiber version, but now that the titanium one is gone and this guy is somehow still lingering, I don't know how much longer we have with this guy. This knife is loved by so many people, and I honestly do love it. It is huge. It doesn't make sense for EDC. I think this is 9¼ inches overall, right? But it's a great ZT knife, and I'm worried that this thing is eventually going to disappear, and I'm never going to get a chance to pick it up. So in this hypothetical scenario where somebody just hands me $1,000, says pick 5 knives, this would be on the list, just for fear that it's going to go away. I don't know. I mean, maybe this knife hangs around for another 2 years. Maybe it goes away tomorrow. I don't know. That's why I would want to pick it up. $240 gets you S35VN, carbon fiber, and titanium. Obviously, this is in a lot more competitive price range now than it was when it first came out. Still a compelling knife, still something I'd want to pick up. And technically not the last one on the list. We're going to talk about that here in a sec. This is the Bradford Guardian 3. This one is listed in N690. Truthfully, the one that I would pick up is the one at DLT Trading that comes in crew wear. This is a little knife. I don't, even with that large, I think this is only like 7 inches overall. It's not much, but if I was going to EDC a fixed blade, this would be a compelling one to EDC, especially in crew wear. These are US made, to my knowledge. In fact, yeah, it says Bradford USA on there. These come in at $179 in crew wear. I think they might come in a little bit less expensive, maybe in N690. N690 is fine, but I'd rather have crew wear. Honestly, I'd just rather have that from what I've read about it. Yeah, I don't know if I can get a full 4-finger purchase on this, but I love that I can choke up on it. I love that it'd be a nice little camp knife or just something to have in a pinch. And I think I could honestly EDC this knife, right? I've always been intrigued by these specific looking Bradford Guardian knives. And this is definitely one that has piqued my interest enough to put it on this list. So the total amount that I've come to here is $979 if I'm going to pick up a Guardian 3 in crew wear at $179. So between those 5, the military, the SR1, the Protec TR5, the ZT0452CF, and this Guardian 3 in crew wear, I come to $979, $21 short of the total amount that I can spend if I have to pick up 5 knives. Now, if I was going to cheat a little bit and break my own rules, which I can do because this is my video and my channel, honestly, I'd probably go for the Guardian 4 in 3V for $240, making my total $1,039. Let's just say I take $39 out of my own bank account and say, F it. Yeah, the Guardian 4 makes a lot more sense. It's like the penultimate, like, do almost anything fixed blade. And in 3V, I don't have to worry about corrosion as much out here in Kansas. They make these in N690, M390, 3V, and crew wear, maybe even more steels. I don't know. I think this is one of the best looking fixed blades out there. The spine thickness isn't all that crazy. I think they're 140 thousandths, 150 thousandths on the spine. That means the cutting edge is going to be great for performance. It's still going to be plenty durable. The ergonomic lines in this thing, that's what really attracts me to it. I mean, looking at this, the 4, I know that I can get a full purchase on it, 100%. So this would be my dedicated, like, outdoor, use it for anything type of knife. Even if I don't do enough stuff in my regular knife to really justify this, I don't care. I'm a knife guy. This is what I want to do, right? So if I'm gonna cheat a little bit, then this one would replace the Guardian 3. Guys, this was a short, weird little video that was 100% meant to just entertain you. Let me know if you like these perimeter style videos, because if somebody throws an interesting and compelling parameter at me, and says you can only pick this, these types of knives within this parameter for this stuff. What would you pick? Yeah, I love doing stuff like this. I love getting my mind going and thinking about, in this hypothetical circumstance, what would I choose? It's fun, and hopefully it's entertaining for you guys. If you were entertained by this video, please, and by the way, remember, all of these are linked down below. So if you decide you want to try one of these out, there's links right down in the description. When you use the links, it directly benefits my channel, so I would appreciate that. But if not, that's okay too. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like if you'd like to check out my other content. I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all of my content, then go ahead and hit that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.